Salute, salute, salute. Wow. So, of course, everybody talking about the fight announcement. Terrence Bud Crawford made his fight announcement. Errol Spence made his fight announcement. And I'm expecting when I get up later on today, a lot more people really going to be delving into it, talking about it, breaking it down, getting excited, you know what I'm saying, promoting this fight. I'm going to ask you one thing, because I was hearing all kind of shit about Errol Spence was fat, he was out of shape, he didn't look good at the Frank Martin fight. Well, you know, I always heard, like, you only believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. Now I see Errol Spence in present time promoting this fight, and the man looked like he in shape to me. He looked like a fighter. He looked like a boxer. He looked solid. He looked healthy. He looked sober. He looked focused. He looked confident. Terrence Bud Crawford, man, athletic. I feel like he's starting to come out of his, shell of not wanting to promote himself and not wanting to be heard, just wanting to talk with his hands. So he was up in the bleachers and he was talking about it's time, it's game time, about to fry the fish. And of course, everybody talking about the t-shirt with him with the Aquaman superhero outfit on with the Triton and the shark impaled as he's in that fucking, I forget what they call that at Vegas with the water that comes up and all that. That painting I thought was okay. I thought it was a great illustration. Something about it looked a little fucking corny, but at the same time, it is what it is, right? Errol Spence t-shirt is continuing that shark, that big fish knocking on the door with the Grim Reaper, whatever you call that shit that motherfucker go around and decapitate people and take their souls with. Let the shit talking begin, I guess. People gonna talk shit. I think people be full of shit. Most people full of shit. That's all they do is talk shit. You know what I'm saying? They backwards. Shit coming out their mouth. You know what I'm saying? And they talk with their ass. And it's just, I want to see if it can be interesting after 4 or 5 years of people breaking this shit down. I wonder if it's going to be anything that's new brought to the conversation that I haven't thought of. I was listening to Teddy Atlas, and Teddy Atlas was talking about how instinctual Bud is. One of the most instinctual fighters he's ever seen. And my trainer, Custom Auto, always said it's the ones that can make it up as they go. That's the greatest. And I salute that. I understand exactly what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? I thought of like a Roy Jones when he said that comment. Because I really felt like Roy Jones was more instinctual and more athletic and more just amazing than Terrence Bud Crawford. Not to take away anything from Terrence Bud Crawford. But at the same time, I still think of that Antonio Tarver, who just stuck with the basics. I never thought Antonio Tarver, the Magic Man, was the best fighter. But when he knocked out Roy Jones, when he stepped to Roy Jones and said, "Any more excuses, Roy?" and then he knocks him out, and then he goes on to win in the third fight too. There's something about those people that learn how to master the fundamentals. the know how to, you know what I'm saying, master the basics. That really keep their defense and keep their guards up. That really stick behind that jab and work that body. I was listening to Easy Work Boxing. He said, man, Bud gonna knock him out in 10 rounds. Greg Hackett. He said that Bud gonna knock out Spence in 7 rounds. Now, Easy Work was saying, you know, Spence ain't got no footwork. Spence don't move his head off the line. He's slow. He said Bud got that benefit of training with Shakur Stevenson, that southpaw, and Shakur is better than Errol Spence. That's the first time I heard somebody say that Shakur Stevenson was better than Errol Spence as a southpaw, as a fighter. I like Shakur Stevenson. Don't get that twisted. I think that young kid has, you know what I'm saying, a real high ceiling where the sky is the limit. But I never thought of him being better than Errol Spence. Maybe it's because the competition I've seen him fight still hasn't been on that level that I had to see him really rise to the occasion. I liked how he looked against Jamel Herring. I liked the way he looked against Oscar Valdez. I liked the way he looked against Robinson Conceição. And I liked the way he looked against this guy, Yoshi. But I ain't seen him in there fighting against tough competition like a Gervonta Tank Davis, or even yet still a Devin Haney or a Lomachenko. So I want to see what Shakur Stevenson gonna do. But until I see him prove it to me that he's better than Errol Spence, I think it's different. I think Errol Spence is different. I think it's more than meets the eye. I think some people look at some shit and they just don't know what they looking at because they don't have an eye to see the unseen. That's all I really got for now. Salute to Zone 6. Salute to Blood Boxing. Salute to the real Marlowe, D-Town Boxing. Who else did I see talking about this? Knockout Boxing 86 TV. I've seen some of his work talking about this already. That might be about it. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't name you, I'll try to get to you. Spill Dog. Big Spill Dog, man. I feel like this dude right here, I feel like this fight is for him, to be honest, because he ain't real flashy. He don't have no huge following. He just kind of like a dude that's been watching boxing his whole life, and I can just see this fight, you know what I'm saying, just meaning so much to an old school guy like that just like talking about boxing. So Big Spill Dog, I give you a proper salute. Everybody else in the YouTube world, man, I give YouTube boxing world, I give y'all a big salute from Nocturnal, from Big Knock. My final thought, Errol Spence on his fight announcement, the motherfucker look swole than a motherfucker. And I mean that in a what they call a athletically obese way. I'm out. Salute. Wow.